So the first thing I would advise engineers as they're starting out is to find what it is that excites you. What courses were the most fun for you? What projects that you worked on? Because careers are short and you need to be doing things that you really enjoy.
Understand yourself. Use my own case. And a lot of times it's not easy to understand yourself. And then once you do that, and then you can maximize your interest, your passions. I think that will change whatever the student or whatever you will do in your life. You have to have a passion. You have to know yourself.
I'd say be intellectually curious, and that's what engineering and computer science is all about. But also, look for challenges. Run to fires, go solve problems, challenge yourself, surround yourself with people who can challenge you, and really then be thinking about how to create sustainable competitive advantage with the intellectual capital that you're able to develop.
I think what has helped me is curiosity. Just be always curious about what's going on, and a willingness to learn. So I would say be humble, be ambitious, learn new things, because there is always new frontiers.
Just take risk and do it right away. If you don't take risk, if you don't execute, nothing happens.
The main piece of advice I would give is don't limit yourself. Engineering, particularly a bachelor's in engineering, but really any engineering degree, is such a foundational opportunity to explore a wide variety of directions in your career. So if you want to be a design engineer, that's great. You have a very traditional path laid out in front of you. But if you want to get into sales, if you want to get into application engineering, if you want to get into management like I did, there are so many different avenues that you can take with that strong foundation in engineering, which is a foundation on problem solving and quantitative skills that can really take you in a wide variety of career directions. So don't limit yourself. Explore all of those options.
Really, sky's the limit. Be open, and the future is full of possibilities. We are humble engineers. We make gradual improvement, solving problems, on hand. But over time, I think the perseverance, continue pursue improvement and excellence will actually achieve way more than you initially had hoped.
So I would say that you have to take some risk along your career if you want to continue basically to move up, and that was part of my goal set. So I said risk taking is important in your career.
So many of the wonderful things that have happened to me in my life resulted from the time I spent as an engineering student at UF. Most importantly, by far, during this time I met Melody, my amazing wife of 42 years. UF introduced me to the world of electrical engineering and computer science, while fostering that intellectual rigor and dedication it would take for me to be successful, both academically and professionally. Let me quickly summarize my time at UF. I started as a pre-med student, but quickly got hooked on engineering after being inspired by a favorite EE professor, the late Dr. Charles Schaefer. He taught me to solve complex problems by deriving solutions starting from first principles. This launched me on a path that eventually led me to Silicon Valley, with jobs at HP and Sun, and ultimately to meet my two NVIDIA co-founders.
I co-founded KDDI from scratch, as I said, to a $100 billion company. But this kind of risk-taking attitude I have learned during the period of UF back in 60s. If I did not come to UF 60s, I would never started a risky venture. So Of course, I have learned a lot in the engineering field of electrical engineering and computer science. But moreover, the more important thing is I learned entrepreneurship on campus of UF.
You know, when I think back to all the things that have happened in my life and career, coming to the University of Florida, Department of Electrical Engineering to do my PhD is one of the great pivotal moments. It totally changed my life. I came here in 1978 to study under Professor Kalman, who is one of the founders of modern control theory, and that is the biggest turning point in my life.
I took on electrical engineering because I was sort of a geek and was good at math and science. But in fact, I only practiced engineering or was in the engineering space for maybe 5-6 years. Spent most of my time after that in, I went to business school and private equity and, then in corporate America. And honestly, the engineering foundations and the ways of thinking, the way I learned, the way I solve problems, translates, in my view, better than any other, undergrad degree and upbringing. And so I think this is something to embrace as we go forward.
And Dr. Yeomans, and okay, me, and then he sort of get to know me, so okay, and a little more. Then he told me one time, so okay, he was, okay, you may have a learning disability, or you have a different way of learning things, okay, and it really changed my life, and these professors helped me to receive I process information differently, and that was a life-changing event.
Engineering for me was a tough curriculum. When I got my MBA, I thought it was a joke in comparison. So my grade point average essentially in my MBA compared to my grade point average in engineering was very, very, very different. So it's a challenging field, but it's well worth the effort because the opportunities that it provides you in terms career-wise are just phenomenal.
But the foundation that I got at this school, the strength in those foundational courses has really helped me build and continue to learn and grow over my career.
But over time, what I learned is that bigger things ahead of us. The big opportunities are always ahead of us. So I would say the younger generation, the new grad students, look forward. The exciting moment actually is ahead of us.